Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. My name is Mark Lenore. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services for the Verde Unified School District. This is our monthly Superintendent Awards meeting where we get to recognize some amazing students and get to hear a little bit about some of their accomplishments. We'll recognize the students, and then shortly right thereafter we'll recognize our teacher and classified employees of the year, the month, as well as our volunteer of the month. But before we get started with our program, it's my honor to introduce Mrs. Sophia Gray, who's the director of the March Middle School Advanced Band, and they're going to play a few numbers for us before we get ready. Let's welcome them.
The second piece that we're playing is, I call it our bread and butter piece. This is our parade march that we performed this year in competition, and the students did really, really well with it. That's why it's our bread and butter piece. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate being able to perform for all of you. Have a nice evening.
are so pleased with the progress that's taking place in our district with all of our band programs. Can we give them another round of applause? Okay, we're going to take a few minutes right now just for the bands to transition out, and then we will get started with our program. Thank you. Okay, good evening once again, and thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to recognize all of our students here. This is again our Superintendent Awards for our Students of the Month from each of our elementary, middle, and high schools. At this point in time, it's my honor to bring to the stage our Superintendent, Mr. Michael R. McCormick.
Well, thank you and congratulations to all of your students and students for those that came to support you tonight, your families, your guardians, your extended family. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to ask you to stay for the entire thing. From the time we get started until the end of this, you'll be out of here in an hour or less. And we're going to start with the cutest kids we have, which is those from our preschool program. And I'd love to see everybody be able to stay until the very end when we recognize our high school students and a couple of adults. Again, we'll get right down to the facts of recognizing the students. Buenas noches y bienvenidos. Felicidades a todos los padres de familia. Estamos muy orgullosos de reconocer a sus hijos esta noche y a ustedes como familia también, porque sabemos que junto con ustedes formamos un equipo de apoyo para el éxito de nuestros alumnos. Por favor, quédense para toda la ceremonia y así celebrar cada uno de nuestros alumnos. Muchas gracias y muchas felicidades. Families, we have a professional photographer here tonight who will be here. Johnny, can you bring the mic down just a touch? And so we'll be taking professional pictures tonight. If you want to capture that picture also with your cell phone for social media, feel free to come up next to our photographer. We'll allow time for that. I think that's all we want to cover. So let's get started with this. With our preschool program, we have our principal, Miss Julie Singletary. But before we do that, I want to invite our board member, Miss Marla Kirkland, to join us on stage. Thank you, Miss Kirkland. Okay, Miss Singletary, come on up.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Board Member Kirkland, and Mr. Lenore, Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services, and Val Verde community. It's my privilege to present the awards for the month of April from El Potrero Preschool. Both of them are coming out of Mrs. Rollins' class, and both young people are being recognized for academics and citizenship. Our first award recipient is Emma Vasquez. And our second award recipient is Damian Hernandez.
Next up, from Avalon Elementary School, Principal Tammy Roten.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Board Member Kirkland, and Assistant Superintendent Lenore. And Val Verde community, is with great pleasure that I'm here tonight to honor two fabulous first graders from Avalon Elementary School, home of the Falcons. I'd like to recognize their teacher who's here with us tonight, Mrs. Clayton. Thank you for coming out. Both of our recipients are receiving these awards for academics and citizenship. First is Alexandria Espinosa. And our second recipient is Isaac Martinez.
From LaSalle Elementary School, Wendy Namada. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped one. I've already messed it up. Scratch that from the tape. From Columbia Elementary School, Principal Thelma Almoena. And joining us on stage is going to be our Vice President of the Board of Education, Mr. Julio Gonzalez.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and fabulous Val Verde community. It's always an honor and a privilege to recognize two rock stars from Columbia Elementary School, home of the Rockets. This evening we have two amazing fifth graders being recognized for excellence in academics as well as outstanding citizenship. So we have Maria Juarez from Mrs. Figure Eight's class. And Mariana Rodriguez from Mr. Parsons' class. I'm super proud of both of these young ladies. Thank you so much.
And now, from LaSalle Elementary School, Wendy Namada.
Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, board members, parents, community, everybody. Thank you for coming out this evening. I am here on behalf of Mr. Granati, that's the principal at LaSalle. I'm his assistant principal, Mrs. Numata. So I'm honored to come out here with these amazing LaSalle leopards, where we are all in all the time, right? Right, kiddos? Yes, sorry, I'm so nervous. And their teachers are here, they're rock star teachers, Miss Gamboa and Mrs. Pepe, so I'd like to recognize them. Thank you for coming. My first, they're both 5th grade students. They are amazing academically and on citizenship, and it's Tale Loban Don Washington. And then the next one is for Ridge Edlagon. All right, thank you, everybody.
Principal Ricardo Rincon from Manuel L. Riel Elementary School.
Thank you. Good evening, Verde committee. It is with, actually, first of all, Superintendent McCormick, members of the board, and Assistant Superintendent Lenore. It is with great pleasure that I would like to introduce to you 2 of our outstanding students at Mondragon Elementary. And I'm going to start with Leslie Angulo Sanchez. And we have Russell Sapko.
From Mary McLeod Bethune Elementary School, Principal Katrina Pichet.
Well, good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Mr. Lenore, board members, and our amazing Verde. Did I say good morning? My goodness, good afternoon or good evening. I'm so happy to be here. I'm the proud principal of Mary McLeod Bethune Elementary School, the home of the Wildcats, and I have 2 amazing transitional kindergartners here with me. Some seriously super rock stars here. So I want to first recognize Muhammad Khalilullah for academics and citizenship. And the next awesome Wildcat we have is Leah Paul. Let's give it up for Leah.
Principal Amy Breton from May Ranch Elementary School.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and Val Verde community. I'm the proud principal of May Ranch Elementary School, home of the Wranglers, and I am excited to be here tonight to award 2 of our outstanding May Ranch students. First up tonight, from Mrs. Dunn's class for both outstanding academics and citizenship, Andrew Hernandez. They are impressive. And from Mrs. Ordaz's class, also for outstanding academics and citizenship, Joseph McClendon.
Next up, from Meade Valley Elementary School, Principal Corby Warren.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, school board, and our amazing community. It's always an honor and a privilege to present to you 2 of Meade Valley's finest. I would also like to thank Miss Carey, their teacher, for being here tonight. Thank you, Miss Carey. We appreciate you being here. I have 2 amazing transitional kindergarten students for you tonight. First up, give it up for Matthew Reyes. And next up, equally impressive, give a big round of applause for Alejandro Guerra.
From Rainbow Ridge Elementary School, Principal Laura Polito.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, board members, and Mr. Lenore, and our Val Verde community. I have 2 outstanding 5th grade students here with me tonight. Both students are being recognized for both academics and citizenship. And first, I'd like to begin with our lovely young lady, Aaliyah Ortiz. And next we have Sebastian Carrillo.
From Sierra Vista Elementary School, Principal Tara Kim.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, esteemed board members, and Assistant Superintendent Mr. Lenore, and our amazing Verde family. I am the proud principal of Sierra Vista, home of the Cubs, and I am proud to recognize an amazing 6th grader tonight, Amy Mejia, for both outstanding citizenship and academics. I also have another 6th grader, Isaac Williamson, and unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight, but I'd like to recognize him as well with a round of applause.
Principal Denny Seagrave from Triple Crown Elementary School.
Oh, way to make an entrance, Fatima. Come on up. Yes. Good evening, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Lenore, board members, and Verde community. I am here to recognize 2 incredible 5th grade scholars from Triple Crown Elementary School. Before I do, I want to give a huge shout out to one of our 5th grade teachers, Mrs. Dixon, for being here with us tonight. Thank you. All right, and in the area of academics and citizenship, please give a huge round of applause to Miss Danish Shukuri. Equally impressive, please give another round of applause to Miss Fatima Cortez.
Next up, from Verde Elementary School, Principal Dr. Fernando Betanzos.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Mr. Lenore, and Verde community. It is my honor to introduce 2 amazing 6th grade students from Verde Elementary. First, for outstanding academics, Sergio Cornejo. And for outstanding citizenship, Mariana Barrera Sotelo.
From Victoriano Elementary School, Principal Dr. Molly Large.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Mr. Lenore, our esteemed board, and of course, our amazing Verde community. I am so honored to be here tonight to present awards for academics and citizenship to these 2 young ladies who truly exemplarize what Chiefs Lead looks like. So, for both academics and citizenship, Ms. Davani McFadden. Also, for both academics and citizenship, Ms. Alyssa Anderson.
Vista. Okay, we're going to invite Ms. Tara Kim, principal of Sierra Vista Elementary School, back up to the stage here. Come on up.
Good evening again. I am so happy that Isaac Williamson was able to make it after all. If we could just give him a round of applause and acknowledge amazing academic and outstanding citizenship.
Okay, we are moving on to the middle schools. From Lakeside Middle School, Principal John Parker.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, Mr. Lenore, board members, and of course our Val Verde community. Every month it gives me great pleasure to recognize the very best of the best at Lakeside Middle School. And I have two students standing before you who are being recognized for academics and citizenship. Very first student that I would like to introduce is Kimberly Aviles Hernandez. Let's give her a big round of applause. And also, equally as important, being recognized once again for academics and citizenship, Miss Nayeli Seha. I hope I said that right. Thank you very much.
Next up from March Middle School, Principal Jim Owen.
Well, good evening, Mr. McCormick, district leaders, and Val Verde families. It is an honor to represent March Middle School and give recognition to two outstanding Maverick students. As you can see in their band shirts, they provided entertainment for us at the beginning of the evening. So we're very proud of the work that they do. First of all, for outstanding academics and citizenship, let's give it up for Jasmine Tapia. And also for outstanding academics and citizenship, give it up for Alexia Ramsey.
From Tomas Rivera Middle School, Principal Nikki Smith.
Good evening, Val Verde community, Mr. McCormick and our Board of Education, Mr. Lenore. It is my pleasure to introduce to you all two outstanding Roadrunners. First up for academics and citizenship, we have Asante McClendon. And next, also for academics and citizenship, we have Aldo Garibay Villa.
Next up, from Vista Verde Middle School, Principal Troy Martin.
Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, board members, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, Val Verde family and community. It's my honor to present to you tonight two amazing 8th grade Cougars. Both students will be receiving awards for academics as well as citizenship. My first student would like to go to UC Irvine and dreams of becoming a doctor. Please help me in congratulating Angeline Adorador. My second student has aspirations of going to Arizona State and wants to major in mathematics. Please help me in congratulating Ruben Armenta.
Next up from Val Verde Academy, Principal Steve Coelho.
I'm actually not the principal of Val Verde Academy, but Miss McCune couldn't make it, so I am going to present her award for her tonight. So let me help me congratulate Mr. Chris Quartz from Val Verde Academy. Chris has been a student at Val Verde Academy since his freshman year. He has excelled in all courses and will graduate with A through G requirements. He has now taken AP Art History and is an avid scholar. Chris has taken a leadership role in both yearbook and ASB these past 4 years and is now the ASB president. Chris has applied and been accepted to many universities, yet is still torn on his decision to attend either CSU Dominguez Hills or CSU Bakersfield. Chris has decided to major in computer engineering and would like to work in information technology services. He is passionate about supporting youth in both school and local community. He has been serving as an avid tutor for VVA middle school students for the last 2 years and also supports youth ministry at RCCG King's Assembly Church. He leads by singing and talking to youth as well as sings every Sunday in the choir. He is a self-taught pianist and drummer and loves music. At VVA, Chris has managed to excel academically and socially. He also has been volunteering in our Bridges to Adulthood program, supporting autistic and intellectually disabled students. Please help me recognize a future IT director and well-rounded gentleman, Mr. Chris Court. And now, for my student, I am the principal of Val Verde High School. So this one is for Val Verde High School. Let me introduce Miss Wendy Gonzalez Gomez. A little story about Wendy. She is a refugee from Honduras. She came over about a year ago. It took her 2 months on a train to get over here. Her parents, with fear of her being injured and pretty much put to death in some of the communities out there, put her on a train and with her sibling, her sister, and they took 2 months on a train to get here. And her struggles, if you hear her story, is amazing. The drive, the motivation to get out of a bad situation, to get to America where opportunity was here for her. You know, her story is touching. Sad thing is that her and her sibling, her sister, were split up. Her sister's in Texas, she is here. And that's the only family they have here in the States. So for her to come to our school, to get embraced by my staff, and really the amazing support group she has over there, she has excelled. She not only is succeeding academically, but for language skills, she's shy, but you know what? She speaks very good English. In the short time she's been here, she's learned a lot, and she's very motivated and driven to succeed. Academically, like I said, she's sound and doing well, but more importantly, she wants to continue and go to college to be a nurse, to give back in a way that for her is fulfilling, because they don't have a lot of good health systems down south where she comes from. So that's something passionate, and she's very passionate about doing. So with that, we are very honored to recognize her tonight as one of our Students of the Month, Miss Wendy Gonzalez Gomez.
Next up, from Citrus Hill High School, Principal Esteban Lizarraga.
Good. Turn it off. There we go. Good evening, Superintendent McCormick, school board members, Assistant Superintendent Lenore, and the Verde family. Always a privilege to come up and highlight some amazing seniors from Citrus Hill High School. So let's bring up Miss Montse Castellanos. Montse, coming up. Montse is, like I said, a senior. She's one of our valedictorians. She has a GPA of 4.26. She is currently taking AP English Literature, AP Government, AP Statistics. She's applied to many universities and been accepted, but she's decided to go to Moreno Valley College, and she wants to become a dental hygienist so that she can become a dentist one day. She's involved in ASB, and if you know anything about ASB, I say this every time. They are our servant leaders on campus, so she's always serving the community on campus. She's also part of the soccer team. Thing about Montse is that, interesting fact about Montse is Montse was the captain this year on our soccer team, and so she showed a lot of leadership on the field. So not only on campus and in the classroom, but also on the field. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Ms. Montse Castellanos. Our next senior, amazing senior, is Miss Hannah Squire. Let's welcome up Miss Hannah Squire. Hannah is another one of our valedictorians with a GPA of 4.18. On top of her regular class load, she's taking AP English Literature, AP Statistics, AP Biology. She's applied to a lot of universities. She's been accepted, but she's down to 2 universities. She hasn't decided yet between UC Davis and UC San Diego. She wants to major in, she wants to be a nutritionist so she can be a dietitianist, right? And work in a hospital and actually give back to the community in the hospital. One thing about Hannah is she's not only stellar in the classroom, she's part of yearbook, and she's actually a part of our color guard. And our color guard have been placing in competitions really well this year, and she's a big part of that. Interesting fact about Miss Hannah is that she loves to travel. So without further ado, please join me in congratulating Miss Hannah Squire.
Next up, from Orange Vista High School, Principal Josh Workman.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick, school board members, Mr. Lenore, Val Verde community. It's always an honor and privilege to recognize two outstanding Coyotes. And this evening I have two 11th grade juniors to recognize. They're about 30 days away from being part of the first senior class at Orange Vista, so we're excited for them. The first student that I want to present tonight, and both of our students are being recognized for both their academics and citizenship. Help me congratulate Ms. Haley Credias. So Haley right now currently has a grade point average, overall grade point average of 3.7. She is currently enrolled in Advanced Placement English Language and Advanced Placement U.S. History. Next year she's going to be taking Advanced Placement Government, AP Advanced Placement Biology. Her future occupation, she wants to be a history teacher. She does not want people to be ignorant. She wants us to not repeat the mistakes of the past. She wants to attend either UCR or Cal State San Bernardino so she can stay home close to her family. She is involved in the Love for Life Club, which is an anti-bullying club on campus, and she has started the Strings Club. She's the president of the Strings Club. Lastly, about Haley, interesting fact about Haley is in her free time, when she finds free time to not be doing AP coursework and everything else, she enjoys playing the guitar, the ukulele, and she enjoys acrylic painting. And finally, her favorite thing about Orange Vista is she enjoys the peaceful environment. So ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Ms. Haley Credias. All right, and our second 11th grade student that we're going to recognize tonight, everybody help me congratulate Mr. Jared Hernandez. Jared has an overall grade point average of 3.9. He is currently taking Advanced Placement U.S. History, AP English Language, and AP Physics 1. Next year, he's going to take five AP classes, AP Bio, AP Government, AP Psych, AP English Lit, and finally, AP Calculus AB. In his free time, I don't know when he's going to have free time after 5 AP classes, but in his free time, he enjoys playing the guitar and piano. He wants to go into the medical field or psychiatry, and he's looking at either UC Berkeley or UC Santa Barbara. His involvement in Orange Vista is quite extensive. He's a member of the OV Scholars, National Honor Society, Key Club, Interact Club, and the Paw Helper Club. And Jared's favorite thing that he enjoys about Orange Vista is the positive environment, friendly people there at school. Ladies and gentlemen, help me congratulate Mr. Jared Hernandez.
Okay, I'm not the only guy. I had asked the principal about that last club. I heard something different from what it was, I think. It was the Paw Helper Club. Okay. You're hearing a lot about these advanced placement classes. I just want to let you know that those are college-level courses that are being offered on our high school campuses. Students take the classes. There's an exam for that class at the end of the year. If they pass that exam, they actually earn college credit while they're in high school. And so students that you're hearing about, if they're taking 5 or 6 AP classes, parents, the key is that that is reducing their college tuition because those are classes that they don't have to take in college. It's the best deal going. Lastly, our host high school for the students is from Rancho Verde High School, Principal Dr. Cheryl McCarrick.
Good evening, Mr. McCormick, School Board, Mr. Lenore, and Val Verde family. I am very proud to introduce our first recipient of the Superintendent Award, Ms. Tracy Lamb, for Academics and Citizenship.
Tracy is ranked 22 in her class with a 4.03 GPA. She's going to be one of our valedictorians. She has, by the time she's graduated high school, she will have taken 10 AP courses, going into college with some college credit. She's a product of Val Verde, having attended May Ranch and Lakeside Middle School. She's an active member on campus, part of our Key Club, Visual Arts Club. She was a Sprout Lab tutor her junior year, part of the National Honor Society, part of the Avid Leadership Club. Outside of school, she volunteers at the local elementary schools and at her temple. She's applied to several UCs and Cal States, gotten into many of them, but she plans on attending UC Riverside and majoring in biology. She wants to eventually become a physician assistant. For her advice out there for all you younger Val Verde students is to have fun and know that high school goes by quickly, so enjoy it. Miss Tracy Lamb. All right, I am very proud to introduce Miss Christine Joyce Oliva as our Superintendent Award recipient for Academics and Citizenship. Christine is ranked 21 in a class of 774 with a GPA of 4.04. By the time she's graduated high school, she will have taken 9 AP courses. She is a member of our AVID program here on campus. She is also a product of our district. She attended Sierra Vista and Lakeside Middle School. While at Rancho Verde, Christine has been an active member in choir all 4 years. She's played tennis for us. She's part of Link Crew, National Honor Society, Key Club, and she's a tutor. Outside of school, she has served at her church, St. Christopher, as an altar server. She's applied to several Cal States and UCs and plans on attending UC Davis to major in English. She thinks that she may one day plan on teaching or eventually going into law school. Christine advises all those younger students out there to make sure that you take your years in high school seriously from the beginning. Miss Christine Joyce Oliva.
Next, we would like to give recognition to some of the people behind the scenes who helped make some of the amazing stories come true that we just witnessed from each of these schools. We'd like to give recognition first to our Educator of the Month from Lakeside Middle School, Miss Carrie Claypool. Miss Claypool serves the Val Verde Unified School District as a math teacher and department chair at Lakeside Middle School. During her 6-year tenure at Lakeside, she's been an integral member of the PLC Guiding Coalition team and coordinates numerous math family nights, STEAM events, and currently serves as the chairperson of the School Site Council. She has truly earned this recognition and honor, and she's positively impacts the lives of our students. Congratulations. Next, from Orange Vista High School, we'd like to give recognition to one of our classified employees of the month, Mr. Oscar Mondragon. Oscar has been at Orange Vista since its opening in August of 2016 and always goes above and beyond what is asked for and required of him. Oscar takes pride in his work and is recognized continuously by the staff for his efforts. One student wrote that the principal noted, "Today I had the honor to help Mr. Oscar after school. I learned that if it wasn't for hardworking people like Mr. Oscar, stuff wouldn't get done. Like, for example, our campus would look this beautiful. Now knowing how it feels to be in Mr. Oscar's shoes, I show so much respect and pride in what this man does for our school. Congratulations, Mr. Oscar Mondragon Uribe. Our next classified employee of the month from Rainbow Ridge Elementary School, Ms. Danette Watland. Mrs. Danette Watland is the LDN at Rainbow Ridge Elementary. We are honored to recognize her for going above and beyond the call of duty and for the impeccable attention to detail and accuracy in the work that she does. Her hard work and dedication are a true asset to our school. We congratulate her for the positive impact she makes on a daily basis. Congratulations. Last but not least is our volunteer of the month from Triple Crown Elementary School, Miss Rosalind Cisneros. I'm sorry, I'm going to get this right. Mrs. Cisneros is currently the PTO president at Triple Crown Elementary School and has been active in the school's PTO for the past 6 years. During this time, Mrs. Cisneros has assisted in organizing school-wide events and fundraisers, doing whatever is needed to ensure the scholars of Triple Crown Elementary have access to so many resources and opportunities as possible. Mrs. Cisneros is committed to making Triple Crown Elementary an amazing place to work, learn, and grow, and we are fortunate to have her as part of our cult family. Congratulations to you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen 44 of our students tonight that we've celebrated. That's a big cause for celebration. Congratulations to the students, the families that are here to support them. For students that received some recognition tonight from myself and our board, we challenge you to go back to your schools and continue to make a difference in this world. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our event this evening. Have a good evening. Drive safely.
Guests coming in to come in. We still have a line outside, so if we can come in and just filter in and find a seat, that will help us get started right away here.